Open House, The Great Sex Experiment, Season 3, Episode 1. What the fuck? This is the first time I've ever watched this show. I didn't even know it existed. I had seen the trailer and I had nothing else to watch, so I was like, right, okay, let's give it a go. The first couple, Mark and Tanith. This was an absolute fucking shit show. So they're going into the retreat in the car and they're talking about their relationship. Basically, it's like a swingers retreat. They were speaking about how they met and he says that he approached her, he thought she had a nice smell or whatever, and surprisingly she said yes. Fucking surprise to all of us, mate. What the fuck is that? As I've said in other videos about other shows, it can be about personality, but come on to fuck. So he was saying, oh, she had trust issues and I ended up cheating. They hadn't even been going out for a year. 1 year. He can't even keep it in his pants. I also ask myself, why the fuck would anybody let any part of him inside their pants? I'm fucking bamboozled. So he's saying, oh, I don't know what it is. I've cheated in the past. It could be something to do with my childhood where we want approval or we want people to find us attractive. I don't know what it is. Fucking excuse. That's all that is. So this poor woman is like, oh, we split up and I kind of thought he is worth keeping. So then it was her idea to go to this retreat. She's so fucking desperate to keep a hold of this that she decided that the only way she was going to be able to keep him is if he got to go out and have sex with other people. And it was so sad. It was actually so fucking sad. This is the non-monogamy coach, and she's like, oh, humans by nature are not monogamous. That's not the case for everybody. Okay? Okay, some people will go and fucking shag anything that moves. Some people actually want to be loyal. Maybe it's in human nature not to be monogamous, but I think that for the sake of this show, they should also have a psychiatrist or a counsellor or somebody else involved, and not just a non-monogamy coach who thinks that everybody just wants to go about and fucking sleep with anything. And maybe the show has got counsellors or whatever in the background, but I feel as if the show would have been better if they had somebody sitting there and saying, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Because as somebody who's not a counsellor, even I knew that the only reason that that girl was there is because she was desperate to keep a hold of this fucking loser. So she's like, okay, you're going to go out separately and socialise separately and see what happens. Now, in my own personal experience, and I know we're all different, I have been seeing people in the past, you know how like when you're seeing them but you're not going out, and I feel like, okay, go out and go with other people, whatever, but once you're in love with somebody, then that's not an option, and that's just only my personal opinion, right? As I said, we're all different. So some girl comes to pick him up and take him out on a date, and he's like at the campfire with all these girls, and they're like, oh, he's really hot. Is he? Or would you just take any D that comes your way? Oh, he's not only hot, but once you get to know him, he's actually a really nice guy. There is no fucking way. I can't remember how many girls there was, right? Say 5, 6 or 7. Let's just say 7 for the sake of it, right? They're all sitting going, oh, what do you think him? Oh, he's really nice, he's really nice. There's no fucking way that 7 women think that he is nice in the same fucking country, never mind the same fucking retreat. Are you kidding me? And the whole time I was thinking, he looks like a fucking homeless person. And then after it I felt bad because I was like, that's an insult to homeless people. So she goes out to like a cocktail party or whatever with these guys, and this one guy's like, oh, do you want to go somewhere more private? And she says, oh, I think we're picking up different vibes here. Like, I'm not into it, right? Like, thanks anyway, I'm away to bed. Meanwhile, this fucking prick, he gets invited into a tent with all these women, let's just say 7 women. Now, realistically, right, most men are going to say yes to this. And see, at the same time, he wasn't actually doing anything wrong. It was her idea to come here. It was her idea to say, oh, let's go with other people and try this out. So it's her own fucking fault at the end of the day. Almost no man who's put in that situation is going to say no to that unless they've got actual standards, which many of them don't. I used to be friends with a girl who was a swinger, and she used to tell me about all these different things that happened. And she says, oh, like, there's different rooms and you can go into this room and there's like just all one bed and anybody just climbs on. There's another room where the lights are off and you just go like feel your way about and do whatever. And I thought, you just do whatever. There's no lights. You could be in there with your fucking brother, cousin, uncle, fucking fuck knows who, your fucking dad, for all you know. There's no lights. Fuck off, right? That's what this guy's like. Are you trying to tell me that he fancied every single lassie there? Aye, okay, they were all good looking lassies, right? But just the thought of like, he would literally stick it in anything. Do these people get STI tests before they go to this retreat? See, if they don't, they must be fucking hoaching. So we see a clip of them the next time, and the coach is like, oh, do you think that lines were crossed? I don't know. Maybe I came here and I thought on night one he might experiment a wee bit, kiss a wee bit, maybe go and get stuff done to him. But I didn't think he was going to go and have sex blatantly with 7 women that he'd never met before. And she's sitting greeting. And I kind of feel bad for her, but at the same time, it is her own fault. I actually feel more bad for her because she's got so little self-esteem that she thinks that that's the best she can do. Because she's a really good looking girl, and she seems to be putting a lot of herself behind the relationship. Do you know what I mean? She'd do anything for him. Ugh. Grab a bucket. See, if you're going to watch this, grab a fucking bucket. This is Paul and Chloe. They've been together for 10 years, married for 3, and they are each other's first, so basically they're bored. This is one of the problems with people who have only went with one person and they get married and they feel like they're missing out. Now, if you meet somebody when you're 14, 15 or whatever, and that is the only person that you've went with, then there's not really much you can do about it, right? You're not going to turn around when you're 19 and go, oh, do you know what, let's just go with other people. So I do feel bad for them in that sense. She had been telling him that she thought she might be bisexual and she wanted to experiment with women, so he's like, oh, threesome, here we go, yes, nice one, as many men would. So they go to the retreat and the coach is asking them questions and he keeps answering for her. And even I was like, she's got her own fucking mouth, let her speak. And at first I actually thought he was quite controlling. So the coach was saying, right, we're going to like kind of split yous up, like keep you separate at the party and let yous do your own thing and see what happens. Because the original plan was for her to meet a woman and then for them to have a threesome. So once they got to the party, they had been there for an hour. She just was like fucking sitting away in the corner, like fucking shitting her pants, as you would be. And he came up and was like, oh, don't worry, like just go out, like mingle with people, like don't worry about it, right? And he was being really supportive, I'll give him that. But obviously he's just wanting a threesome, right? But he was saying, oh, we're here for her, blah, blah, blah. So as time goes on, one of the girls comes up and starts talking to her and she kisses her and he sees it, right? And then he's like, oh, I don't really know how I feel about this. Obviously in his head he's just thinking, I'm going to get to go with 2 women at the same time. He's not thinking about the actual dynamics of what could be going on here. So then she kisses another woman and at this point he's like, don't really know what's going on. She disappears with the 2 of them and he's like fucking freaking out. So he goes into the hot tub with 2 girls and she's away in the tent and they're getting up to everything, right? And she's like, oh, we were doing a triangle, right? And she was really excited about it. I actually thought it was quite cute, right? Because she was living her dreams here. He ended up going back to bed and you see him line up and he's like, he's not seen her for ages. And then she comes home and I tell you what, he asked her what happened and she gave it to him blatantly. Blatantly told him what happened, right? And he's like, what do you mean you were in a triangle? And I thought, right, okay, maybe they haven't went with other people, but he's 40 years old. I'm pretty sure he knows what a fucking lesbian triangle looks like. So now he's kind of freaking out and he's like, oh, if she likes women, then does that mean that she still finds me attractive? Does she still want to go with me? And I did feel a bit bad for him. But at the same time, he obviously didn't think this out. So there's going to be more people coming in, but this guy, oh my god, this fucking guy? What the fuck? I'm going to look up when this is on again. I don't even know if I'm going to continue watching it, but oh my fucking god, man. I'm speechless. I hope this lassie's found somebody decent because he would just absolutely fucking stick it in anything. Ugh, he's the bloke.